At the combine, running what you did, I assume you knew you were going to, or believed you were going to run that fast. What was, I don't know, how did your life change? What did your phone look like? All the stuff that happened after the combine, after you throw that 40 time out there.
It was kind of crazy. When I got back to my phone, like all like the little media outlets, like the Check Down and like a bunch of stuff were posting it. And so I got back to my phone and had like 1,000 notifications. Everyone just saying like, take your cleats off. You just did it. You just ran crazy fast. You know, so it was kind of like one of those surreal moments. And then just having all my brothers there with me from Florida State, that just made it a way bigger moment.
All right, next will be Jordan, third row on your left.
Following up on that, can you just talk about your combine experience as a whole, being there with your former teammates and kind of what the interview process was like with all the teams?
The interview process was kind of wild. You know, I met with all 32 teams, had a couple formals, you know, but just I think being there with my brother kind of made it a lot more comfortable. You know, being in a new setting, you know, around a bunch of players you don't really know much about, but just having that common denominator of being there with you guys, it kind of just made it like I wouldn't say a better experience, but way more, you know, comfortable for me. So just being able to see them, and then obviously, you know, I had Duda in my group, so I was with him every day. He was my roommate too, so that was it made it a lot easier, and it was a real fun experience. You know, that's something that, you know, we used to watch, like in the locker room. Last year we was watching the combine with Jamie in it, you know what I'm saying? So just now being able to be in it, you know what I'm saying, being able to do what you're seeing on TV, I think it's just a big, major blessing.
Next will be Chris, front row on your left.
Can you talk a bit about your time at FSU and just how you evolved as a person from when you walked in here versus today?
I think just my time at FSU is probably one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. I honestly feel like I'll forever be indebted to Florida State for what it did to me, what it got out of me, what it made me sacrifice, how it made me grow up as a man. Everything Norvell taught me, you know, I still live with to this day. You know, I kind of look at Norvell as like that's my guy. I honestly feel like he can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like my best friend. And just everything that, you know, everyone on staff poured into me through my 4 years. You know, when I first got here, it was kind of rocky. You know, I went through some injuries. And I was young. My mindset was, you know, I honestly feel like when I first got here, I was the best, you know. But Coach Norvell, he honestly knows what it takes to get you to great and the steps you have to take. And so I'm indebted to Florida State for everything they did to me and everything I could have got out of it. I'm forever know.
We'll go back to Jordan.
Following up on that, what has it been like to be back in Tallahassee this week? What was it like being on practice on Tuesday as a person on the sideline and not actually in it?
Being back at Florida State, it warms my heart. You know, these like my stomping grounds. You know, I'll forever be a Nole, and just being able to come back home and, you know, go to practice and see the new guys being able to do it. And, you know, saying that Coach Norvell still hasn't changed, he's still insane. It just brings back all those memories of the team. You know, what I just did with my teammates, what we just did in 2023, and even the 4 years before that. It just brings back all those memories of seeing different spots on the field, seeing different coaches, different drills that they do. It just brings back all the memories.
Go back to Chris on the front row.
With obviously having a good combine performance, how much do you plan to do on Friday here?
Friday, I just plan to do the 5-10-5 and DB drills. So, you know, I just plan to move around, you know, show that just put a stamp on my movement skills, you know, because I've heard that I'm a little bit of a big nickel, you know, so I'm big on my movement skills. You know, I heard a lot of he's not like athleticism questions, so I think I kind of answered those questions, and I just want to move around and get the 5-10-5, and I didn't do it to come on.
On the movement skill, big nickel stereotype, you feel like East-West Shrine game kind of helped you scratch some of that?
Because I think that kind of showed them, like, okay, all right, it wasn't just, like, the tape doesn't lie.
All right, next will be Corey, back over on your right.
Two quick questions. One, for the draft, do you know where you'll be watching it? Have you firmed up places to watch it yet?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be back home with my family. I'm gonna start watching it on day 2.
Yeah, and that's what I guess that's what I was going to ask. When do you hear ranges where you might go? Do you pay attention to mock drafts and things like that? How do you adjust expectations when it comes to something like this?
You kind of get a gauge for of what your agent kind of tells you. I mean, obviously, you try not to look at the mocks, but you're so anxious that you kind of have to. So, you kind of look at them, but obviously your agent tells you a lot. And some of the scouts, actually, when you talk to them, they'll kind of give you like a range. So I'm fully expecting the top 100 range. So.
And you talked about being a nickel corner, and you obviously were a very good one here, but you also played outside too. Is that something that could still be in your tool set when you're trying to sell yourself to teams or talking to teams?
The way I look at it, I don't really give myself a firm position. I honestly just feel like I'm a football player. I just feel like I just go out there and just make plays. So whatever position I need to line up at, I just feel like I'm a football player.
Can you walk us through your last 3 months of training and what specifically you've been trying to work on to improve?
My last 3 months of training was actually trying to get down from the 4.38. The 4.38, that was the highest that I ran through my training process. I fully expected to run like 4.31, 4.30. Like that was kind of what the plan was. But at the combine, they don't really let you. I mean, they let you, but you don't really get like the full stretching and warming up aspect of it because it's kind of like early in the morning. So you kind of just go out there. But my training process was fun. I got to talk ball with a lot of different guys. Touch up on a lot of great things. I feel like I got into the best shape of my life. It's funny because when I first got down there after the season, you kind of expect to be a little light. Like when I went to train, I was at 200 pounds. It was kind of like, whoa, like, where did this come from? It was kind of more like, just getting back to my body weight, what I like to move at, stuff like that.
Our next question is going to come from Logan on the Zoom.
Hey, Jarrian, hope you're doing good, man. Looking back at practice, when you were there on Tuesday, what did you see how that defensive back room under Coach Surtain?
I see a full reload. Zarrier, he's back in his element. He's back doing what he's doing, and I can see the confidence oozing out of him. I feel like he's taking that step from his sophomore year to now, and he's taking that step to being that guy. I think this is his year. And then Ventura, you already know what you're going to get from Ventura. He's dominant. He makes his plays. So I obviously feel like there would be no drop off. I honestly feel like they're here and they're going to make their mark and they're going to be at the standard, if not better, than how me and Renardo were. So I definitely feel they have great guys back there, especially in the safety room. I have high expectations for Shaheem and Conrad. I got very high expectations for them. And obviously in the nickel with Greedy and Earl, I think the world of Greedy and Earl. So I honestly feel like the secondary is in great hands.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Jarrian.
Thanks,
Thanks, Jarrian.
I appreciate y'all.